Welcome to the Sales Process Podcast, the show for business owners and sales pros who are ready to push past limits and take their sales to the next level. Hosted by Shawn Derrick, founder of Legacy Sales Engineering. This podcast is built for high performers who demand more wins, more deals, more profit. We're diving into hard-hitting strategies, real-world tactics, and the latest tech to keep you at the top of your game. Plus interviews with elite sales pros to give you the edge you need. If you're serious about dominating your market, it's time. Sit down. Hold on. Let's go.
What's going on, guys? Shawn Derrick here with Legacy Sales Engineering. I have been at the kitchen table, on the phone, selling deals just like you for over 20 plus years. And today we are getting in how to leverage pricing strategies to get that deal done for yourself. So before we get into that, we want to talk through the housekeeping stuff. Make sure you do pay the dues, hit that like button, comment, share. Get the word out on the podcast for us. This is the first one we've done in a while, so good to be back here with you. Excited about the content that we've got for you today. It's been amazing, guys. Business has been just really busy. I've grown my team. I'm growing my reach and really have just been slammed. So apologize that it's been so long since we've had a podcast come out, but really excited to get back into it. We're going to start laying down a couple more episodes and getting some content pumping out for you guys. So follow along. You can find these on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. They're also where all of your favorite podcasts are: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, all those places. So wherever you're listening, do us a favor. Make sure you subscribe, follow along, hit like, hit comment, share, tell your friends, and stay with us for the journey. So my heart, my hope is that the content that I go over here helps you increase your sales, grow your business, whether you're just a one-on-one sales professional working in a sales career or you're a business owner that's trying to grow your sales team. We really just hope that this helps you get to that next level in your career and in your business. So pricing strategies, guys, what does it look like to be strategic with your pricing strategy for your products, for your services, whatever it is that you're selling at the table, on the phone, across the desk, whether you're B2B, business to consumer? There's a lot that goes into making sure that your pricing is in line with your offer and that it fits the need for the client. And so the first thing that we want to talk about with pricing strategy is anchoring high to sell the middle. All right. And so we talk about the good, better, best closing method a lot in our sales training. It's one of my first go-tos. It's not the only closing method that we ever use, but it's usually one of my defaults depending on the situation. But if I have got the option, I am going to give the customer always a this or that, unless I've just absolutely eliminated the option for the other, the other choices. If we have a really clear perspective on what the solution is before we get to closing, sometimes I'll just go to a singular close method. But usually, and as a best practice, I want that option to be the customer's choice. And so I'm going to say something along the lines as, hey, Mr. Customer, it looks like we've got this option here that would be a great fit for you. But if you really wanted to get in here and really make an impact faster, we've got this other option that I think would also fit for you. Which one do you think works best? And then shut up. Let them answer you. Don't talk. The biggest mistake that salespeople make is talking when they should be listening. When you're selling, guys, remember, he who asks the questions leads the conversation. And so ask those good questions, get good answers, and what you're doing is you're getting data points and information that allow you to ask an even better question. And once you feel like you've got all those questions sorted out, you can pivot to the close. But good, better, best, it will help you get the choices on the table. Typically that good option is your cheapest, your better option is the middle of the road, and the best option is the most expensive. Sometimes your customer's going to pick the best option. They just will. Most of the time they're going to pick that middle of the road, find the common denominator between pricing and quality, and they're going to pick that middle option. And so about 70% of the time, if you have a good, better, best option, you're going to find yourself about 70% of the time selling that middle option. It's just where most of your clients are going to land. I know in my business and in legacy sales engineering, we have three main plans that we offer. One that is $1,000, one that's 2,500, and one that's 5,000. And most of our clients typically land right on that middle option. But having those options gives us a really well-rounded product offering to meet just about everybody's needs. So find a good, better, best option, build it into your pitch, and use that as a closing tool to provide an option for the client so that they don't feel like you're trying to force them into a decision. You let it be their choice. The second thing to consider when you're talking about pricing strategies to boost sales is, guys, you have to lead with value when you're talking pricing. All right. You can't just come out and tell a customer, hey, this is how much it is. Do you want to do it or not? That doesn't work. Why is your price where it is? You've got to justify it. All right. And so in your sales consultation, there are really three sales that you have to make. First, you have to sell yourself. That's usually at the front end of the conversation. You've knocked on the door, you've made the phone call. That first 60 to 90 seconds is where you're making that first impression, and the customer's deciding if they like you or not. Now, you're not done after that first 60 or 90 seconds. The first impression matters, but you still have to close, and you can mess that up anywhere throughout your process. So you really need to make sure that you're presenting yourself as somebody who is trustworthy, presentable, that you're going to handle them with care and professionalism. And so this is things like making sure you're there on time, that you're dressed well, that you don't look like a slob, you smell good, you've got good hygiene. All those really basic, simple things help you sell yourself in that first impression and will hold you through the duration of your consultation. The second thing you have to sell during your consultation is your company. Why do I want to do business with your company versus the other 150 other companies that are out there that I can do this service with? And so what makes you different than the chuck in a truck down the street or your competitor that's doing really, really good work on the other side of town? And so you've got to put out some stuff into your presentation that helps the customer, the prospect, understand and identify why your company is the company they should choose. Talk about your standards, your quality, talk about your customer experience, your level of communication. Those are the types of things that customers want to hear when they're choosing the right company for them. A great question you can ask is, if a customer is price shopping, they're talking to a other couple of other different contractors or service providers, you can say, hey, you know what, Mr. Customer, let me ask you this. When you choose a company to do this service for you, what's important to you in that decision? What are you looking for when you're making that decision? How are you going to grade that company? Any of those liners like that, where you're talking through to the customer and asking them, hey, what's important to you? Why are you not going to choose me, or why are you going to choose me? A lot of times they'll tell you. You just have to ask. The third thing that you have to sell during the consultation is your product. Why is your product better than everybody else's product? The guy down the street might have the exact same product as you. That's why the company is important. But sometimes, like roofing, one shingle is going to be very different than the next shingle. And so you have to understand your product. You have to know what its advantages and disadvantages are. And you have to be able to provide the solution that's best for the customer because you understand what that is. And so if you dive into those product knowledge and understand what you're selling really, really well, you're going to be able to sell that product really easy. And so, one of the things I recommend for all salespeople, get a hold of your data sheets, your spec sheets, your pamphlets, all of the literature that your company's going to give you on the products that you offer, and study it like it's the Bible, because you have got to have a good in and out understanding of the product that you're selling so that you can make sure it's the right solution for the customer that you're in front of. I know when I was selling solar, there's so many variables in that. And I think that was really one of the reasons I was really successful at that, is because I really understood all of the different variables that come into that. And so, like, there's things like efficiency ratings and linear warranties and how those correlate together. And if you don't understand all of those different things and you're pairing that with the wrong inverter or the wrong side of the home, there's a lot of technicality that goes into most sales. And you have to understand how to provide the best solution for the customer with the right product for their need. So you have to understand your product, and then you have to display to the client why it's better than the next guy's product. But you can't do that if you don't have an understanding. So please, please, please make sure that you're really diving in to all of the ins and outs of the product offering that you have for your clients. The third thing I want to talk to you about today with pricing and how it comes to that is leveraging financing to close deals. Guys, I think this is one of the biggest things that most small businesses miss is they don't have a finance offering. And this is so simple in today's world. There's a lot of different finance companies out there that you can partner with and get good financing that's going to help you make deals happen. If you need help with that, reach out to us. We can help connect you with some financing companies. But the tool that financing provides when you're selling especially a larger ticket item, 5,000, 10,000, 30,000, 40, 100,000, whatever that looks like, the tool that monthly payment provides is invaluable. When a customer can say, "Hey, I don't have to come up with this big investment. I can just make these monthly payments," it adds so much value and more ability to close that it's really unreasonable. It's a secret hack that most people miss. But above and beyond just the normal breaking it down into payments and spreading it out over the life of a loan, there's a lot of other really cool promotions and tools that you can leverage inside of your financing tool belt to really make deals happen for people that might even be adverse to financing. Let me give you a couple of examples. I had a water system deal one time that I was working with a client, and they had moved from out of state. They were selling their home up north, and they wanted a full package water system for their home. It's going to cost them right around, I think, $8,000 at the time. It's a big system, and they said, "Hey, listen, I really want to do this, and as soon as my house sells up north, I'll be able to just pay cash for this." Well, I knew that I had a 6 month and a 12-month same as cash deferred option that would require them to make no payments in either 6 or 12 months. Um, and if they hadn't paid it off in that time, their payments started. So I asked the customer, "Hey, I've got this plan that I think I can get you into. Would it help you if I could get you into a payment option that would allow you to get clean water today, and you wouldn't have to make any payments for up to a year? And as long as you pay it off in that 12 months, you sell the house, you pay it off, it's same as cash. There's no interest." And so I was able to close that deal because we had that option available for the client. And so there's a lot of these promotional rates and what we call spiffs in your financing portfolio that will allow you to offer really unique things to your client to get that deal done. There are some religions that don't allow you to pay interest rates in financing, and so if you've got a zero APR term or a zero APR loan available to you, then those are great tools to be able to get financing deals done with some of those other religions in the world that don't allow you to take financing. That's something that you learn as you go through this, and you mess a little bit with financing. You're going to have people say, "Oh, I can't do that," and there are options available that have a 0% option for financing that it bakes some cost into the loan for the dealer fees, but it is perfectly um, it's okay for them from a religious standard to be able to do it that way. So financing, guys, can really, really, really help you grow and get to the next level, get more deals done where your average clientele might not have the money in hand to invest in or to purchase your product. So make sure that you're getting together with some finance companies and putting those into your portfolio so that you've got some options for financing for your clients. It's really, really important. So, all right, guys. Well, that's going to be it for this episode of the Sales Process Podcast. Really, really appreciate you hanging out with us. If you are a sales professional and you've done some amazing things in your sales career, I'd love to talk with you. You can go to fixyourprocess.com and go ahead and hit that be a guest button right there, and someone from our team will reach out, and we would love to get you in here and do an interview with you for the Sales Process Podcast. Until next time, guys, we hope that you have a great one. Go sell something, and we'll see you next week.
This episode of the Sales Process Podcast has been sponsored by Legacy Sales Engineering. helping you sell great products with a great sales process. Visit www.legacysaleseng.com to discover your solution for every step of your business sales process. Subscribe to the Sales Process Podcast on your platform of choice today.